Hi, friends. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Kay, and I'm really glad you're here. Today, I want to talk about something I used to struggle with all the time: studying in a way that actually works. Not in a frantic, stay up all night kind of way, but in a slow, mindful, let it sink in a kind of way. I'm going to share 5 study techniques, all backed by cognitive science. But more importantly, I'll share how I actually use them. They're gentle, flexible, and I think they'll meet you wherever you are, whether you're in school, or self studying, or learning something just for you. Let's start with the most uncomfortable and most powerful one: active recall. Basically, you test yourself before the test. No notes, no picking, just you and your brain. After I read something, I close the book and write down everything I remember. Sometimes it's a mess, and that's okay. That mental struggle, that's where the learning happens. If it feels hard, it's working. There's this false idea that studying should feel smooth, but real learning often feels awkward. And active recall made me realize that forgetting is part of the process, not proof that I'm failing. Use the blurting method. Write what you know, then check it. Turn your gaps into questions and quiz yourself later. Second one, and this one is all about timing, the spaced repetition. The idea is simple. You review a concept just as your brain is starting to forget it. Not too soon and not too late. I used to cram everything in one night. It always felt productive. And then I'd forget 80% of it 2 days later. But now I spread it out. Review on day 1, again on day 3, and then day 7. It locks it in. But let's be real. What if you don't have time for spaced repetition over 2 weeks? And I've totally been in there. In those cases, I just compress it. I'll review on day 1, then a few hours later, and then the next morning. It's not about perfect timing, it's about touching the material again. And spacing matters. Even over a weekend, you should do it. If you're short on time, do 3 reviews on 3 days. Just don't cram it all in just one sitting. Third, have you ever studied one subject for hours and ended up more confused than when you started? That's when interleaving helps fix it. Instead of spending 2 straight hours on chemistry, I'll do 25 minutes of chemistry, then 25 minutes of history, and then vocab and rotate. It's like a cross training for your brain. You want to switch it up and keep it fresh. I used to feel guilty switching subjects, like I was being inconsistent. But once I started rotating, I found out that I remembered more. Each topic felt new again, and even if it was the fifth time I review it, I still remember. Tip would be: use the Pomodoro timer. After each 25-minute sessions, you switch the subject. Your brain loves variety. fourth one, and this is the one for visual learners, and honestly, anyone who's sick of dense paragraphs, the dual coding, meaning using both visuals and words to understand something. I make diagrams, timelines, little stick figures, not to be pretty, but just to get it out of my head and onto the paper. If you can draw it, you understand it. You don't need to be artistic. You can use boxes, arrows, symbols, even just turning bullet points into shapes, they help. I color code them sometimes, and I would have blue for terms, and then red for examples, and then green for open questions. The last one is my favorite because it feels like journaling moment too. It's called the retrieval practice, and it's how I close out my study week. I take a blank page and write everything I can remember about the week. On one side, I list what stuck, on the other, what I need to go over again. You need to review the wins and revisit the gaps. Sometimes I also write how I felt that week, where I felt stuck or where something finally clicked. Studying isn't just cognitive, it's emotional too. A tip for this one is using this as a weekly reset. You light a candle, take 15 minutes, and just reflect. It'll guide your review better than any syllabus ever could. And okay, one last thing. It's a small habit, but it makes a big difference for me. Dark chocolate. It's got flavonoids that help with memory, and then focus, and even alertness. And let's be honest, it's a vibe. Small joys are part of the plan. I'll take a square and make some tea, put on a lofi playlist, and it feels less like studying and more like a ritual. A tip is go get something that is 70% cocoa or higher. Just one or two squares during review time is enough. So, to recap everything, first one is active recall. Second, spaced repetition. Third, interleaving. Fourth, dual coding. And fifth, retrieval practice plus a little chocolate to make it all more bearable. Learning isn't about perfection, it's about returning. And I hope this gave you a few tools or even just a bit of peace in your learning process. You don't have to do everything perfectly. Just keep showing up gently, intentionally, and I'll be here doing the same thing. Again, stay curious, stay kind, and keep thinking out of the box.